years ago, it was an idyllic time. Dads worked, moms stayed home, and children grew up in safe, secure neighborhoods. Homeownership was the norm and was easily obtainable. The American dream was a reality then. Today, those days are far behind us. Homeownership has become just an unreachable dream for some people. And even if they can somehow obtain this goal, holding on to the house and not letting it go into foreclosure is another obstacle. Cooley Community Land Trust has come up with a way to provide safe, affordable housing that is sustainable and has turned a negative situation into a way to make the dream of homeownership a reality.
I don't know anyone else at my age that could afford a home that is this great, and that's all because of Cooley Cap.
Cooley Community Land Trust was formed through a collaboration with Cooley Cap, the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration, and the La Crosse County Housing Commission. We can offer these homes through a concept called shared equity. You buy the home, we hold on to the land, so a brand new $100,000 home could now be as low as $65,000.
They can afford to buy the house, but not the land under the house. And that's how the land trust works. The land is owned by the land trust. The home and all its improvements are owned by the homeowner. And so not having to pay for the land as part of the deal makes it affordable to the family.
Having something that I own that's mine, that I call home, that he calls home, with him going to kindergarten, I want a place that's stable for him, to come home every day and be able to tell his friends, this is where I live, and in a year not have to move.
When a family can own their own home, there's something it does to their own self, the dignity and the self-worth that they have. And oftentimes it can help their social economic status also. So I really think there's a lot of positives about the Community Land Trust.
We have residents that probably aren't ready to own, so they rent. And we have residents that are ready to own, so they buy and build or own a house. But we also have residents that are kind of in between. They need that little bit of a step in between rental and ownership to get them ready to be good, positive landowners in La Crosse County. And I think that's where the Land Trust really comes in, is it provides that kind of that missing link in between rental and ownership.
In the lower income neighborhoods, sure you can buy a house. The question is, do we want anybody buying some of those houses? So yes, they can get a house for $50,000, but is that the house we want anybody with kids living in? Do we want that kind of construction to perpetuate itself? They can't fix it up. They don't have the resources, the assets, so it just becomes somebody else's problem, and then eventually it falls down and becomes everybody's problem.
I think that it's a really great thing that families and households at or below 80% are able to have quality housing. A lot of times people come to us from the rental market and they just are so frustrated at the lack of respect and the lack of quality of the housing that they've been subjected to. And I think it's really exciting to have another option for people, especially when we're talking about really quality homes.
My rent was more expensive than my mortgage is right now. So I felt like I was just throwing money away.
We saw the families that we were serving spending an increasing portion of their income on just their housing, just their rent, just their mortgage payments. And ideally, the cost of your housing should be under 25% of your total budget. Families that get up around 30, 40, 50% of their total budget, paying that just for their housing, are going to end up in crisis. They simply will not have enough money to live and pay their bills and also pay for their housing. And so it's that issue of housing affordability that was a real driver in causing us to want to create a land trust.
Everybody is so helpful, and they really are looking in your best interests. Like, they really want to help people out.
There's fewer and fewer dollars available for affordable housing to help low and moderate income people to purchase homes. And a land trust model is exciting because it keeps the home affordable forever or in perpetuity. And so the funders are a lot more willing to provide funding for this model, knowing that 20 years down the road, 40 years down the road, this house is still going to be affordable to that population instead of a family. We helped a family buy it, we gave them some down payment money, they sold it 10 years later, they made a profit, but this house is no longer affordable to that population, so we've lost the house, we've lost the subsidy. Whereas with the land trust model, we still have the subsidy, we still have the house.
I see a huge need for affordable housing here and also throughout western Wisconsin and for most of the state. And more can be done at a community level, from the grassroots up, but also forming those crucial public-private partnerships, which is the best approach to deal with affordable housing issues, to expand the inventory out there and then work with private entities too, which the Cooley CAP has been very successful with this very innovative community land trust program that they're moving forward on.
I would suggest that they thoroughly check it out and that it is a good way to start the homeowner process. It may be their only avenue to start homeowner process, because by subtracting the cost of the lot out of the formula, that saves quite a bit on a monthly payment. And there's always ratios that the banks or credit unions that they prefer people stay within, 28, 30%, whatever it is. And this way that can help them meet that goal and get approved for a loan. So it may be an excellent option for somebody to get into the home ownership opportunity.
Cooley Community Land Trust has a home waiting for you too. Please call us at 608-782-5525. Visit us on the web at cooleyhomes.org or like us on Facebook.